go.
We're here. Here we go. People in the house. Logan, what's going on, Logan? Brett Bellett's on the YouTube side. What's happening, Brett? Okay.
We got to find somebody to get us some good music, eh? Like legit music.
Licensed music too. Real Life with Mike is in the house.
Mr. Sticker Boy. I'm going to call him Sticker Boy. I was talking to somebody on the phone today, and I look across the room, and what the hell's in my toolbox? I go,
that's a tuber.
Walking over there.
Fellow
there
YouTuber.
it is. There's his decal right on my toolbox. He stuck it on there. Jesus.
Right on time as always. That's us, bro.
Oh.
All right. What are we talking about today? It is Monday.
How to catch walleyes, because I apparently couldn't get one yesterday.
So Saugers count next year, eh?
October 24, 2022. Welcome to the Castaneck Podcast. Let me shut this music off. Now. Shut it off early. There we go.
Nice.
We got Clayton Schick in the house, CSO. There you go.
See? I'm going for brownie points.
Santos, Mike Tatoli, Eric Labopa. I even got my sidekick, Leon Belandiak. Oh, there you go. Leon. If we need something, he's in the house. Yeah.
I would have been a little worried if it would have just popped up right from behind you.
Joe Tilley says hi. Alan says hi. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us. We got a good show. Any show, and we've got Clayton Schick Outdoors in the house is a good show. Travis Hamelin is in Saskatchewan with him. There you go, Tanner Irwin. Senior installing doors. Oh, I was going to ask Mike about that. Mike was working hard over there at Uncle Mark's cabin.
It was fun.
Uncle Mark's Outpost.
Yeah.
Outpost.
Leon's got a fan here too. There we go. All comments kind of stuff there. So we're going to chat with Clayton Schick right now. We're going to talk all kinds of stuff. Game of inches. Or in Santos's case, game of inch.
Ha! Brother, man. Hey, remember, I'm not full Filipino like you are, brother. So you're talk about yourself. Man.
Get out of here.
I'm not full.
Winnipeg Ice Fishing Show. We're gonna chat a little bit of Heckler and stuff like regulations for walleye, even like Nipawin River and stuff he was talking about before. So
Nipawin River,
Santos.
All kinds of stuff.
Yo,
you still have a little bit of Asian in you.
I'm out. So where are you coming from right now, Clayton Schick? You're not at home.
I'm in Moose Jaw, actually. Cindy wanted some time for herself not herself, but us, right? Like all of our stuff is always like my stuff, and she never gets to do anything. So yeah, I got back from Heckler, got a video out, and she's like, can we go to the spa for a few days? So I'm like, sure, let's go. And of course, we literally picked like the worst day to drive here in the ever. Snow apocalypse here in Moose Jaw. We get here, power's out, everything's shut down. Like skip the dishes aren't running, everything shouldn't have been on the highway. There's cars, trucks, semis in the ditches everywhere.
Really?
And we made it here, and now we're just hanging out.
Well, that's all that matters. You guys made it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So me and Leon are
felt like I was going. It literally felt like I was going somewhere ice fishing already. Like it just had that vibe. I'm like, oh boy, is this like coming soon? And it's like after the ice show, I'll literally start looking for ice already. Like as soon as I leave from the ice show on the 5th or the 6th, I'll be on a first ice hunt. So
Saskatchewan is full on winter mode. We're in Thunder Bay right now, me and Leon, and it's nice here. Shit, we had the air conditioning on in the truck. It was that hot. Like plus 18 out here. So completely different.
Wow, eh?
Yeah, man, completely different.
Jeez.
See if we can drop a line somewhere or whatever. But we're in this hotel. The Wi-Fi is good. There are no hotel rooms in Thunder Bay. None. We were home.
So what's going on? What's
going on there, man?
There's all like Leon pulled it up. Like, why is this? And there's all kinds of events apparently. There's like 4 simultaneous events happening. So it was between some dive place, the hostel, or this place downtown. We're at the Prince Arthur, if you're familiar with it. So we booked this room. We got to book anything we've got. We paid $223 for this room. And we pull up, and there's 2 police cars. There's 2 police cars in front. They lock the front door. You got to go through the back because this door is locked after 5
You rent this? Is this a room like you rent by the hour? Or?
They knew you were showing up, brother.
Oh, my God. It's holy jeez. Like, so anyway, hopefully, apparently we should stay in our room. We should stay in our room here, apparently, and not venture out. So We'll venture out when the sun comes back out.
Well,
The
you can go
Wi-Fi
out
is
with
good.
you can probably go out with a flak jacket, right?
Yeah.
So
So anyway, just don't mind the gunfire and stuff like that. We should be okay here.
I was going to share that picture from Travis, but I can't.
Why?
Open it up on the screen, it comes up about game of inches. You're talking here, like a half-inch by half-inch square. That's it. So
Oh, Mike and his Apple, he doesn't know how to zoom it.
I did zoom it. Then the poor girl's all pixeled out.
Oh man, I got a picture. Then I can show you guys some of this snow that's happening right now out there. Let's
Well,
see.
you're gonna bring it up on your phone then?
Well, I can
There.
just show it on the phone.
There you go. Perfect. Back up.
There you
That's-
go. That's
that
good.
Right
Yeah.
there.
That's legit. What's going on in Saskatchewan? If you don't believe us,
It's crazy.
She has the exact same look on my face I did when we seen snow hit the ground here for the first time. Just a disgusting
I'm just
look.
glad there's no ice yet, like because that first snow would have just wrecked everything like that.
is that headed to Winnipeg? All this snow?
I know it's done. It's already phased out. There's supposed to be more stuff coming, but now it's not even supposed to be as bad. So I don't think you guys are
okay, well,
supposed
there
to
you
get
go.
this.
That ain't gonna last long.
It
right?
was supposed to be snow today. Like we
It
were
got-
supposed to get snow.
It got worse and worse as I was driving west, like way
Wow.
worse.
Love
So-
seeing real life and serious in the same vid. You guys make great content. Nice. That's the Heckler video. So what? You were just at Heckler. What happened there, brother?
It was a smash fest. I'll be honest with you. The first morning we got out there, we were getting humbled like really quick. Obviously, the place turns on and turns off, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're sitting there, like, you know me, I love a whole jig in a minute thing, and the current was ripping, and I just felt like a lost little puppy dog. And I'm like, we had 125 incher by 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and I'm like, Adam, I'm like, we gotta change something. I'm like, we suck. So we're like, well, let's crank, right? And it was just a massacre. Between 1 and 4 o'clock, we caught 50 fish, got 5 over 27. The biggest was 29 and a half. It was 11 and a half pounds. So it was just a massacre. Like, yeah. And nobody's cranking there. Everybody's like jigging a minute, jigging.
Yeah.
That's it. So I was, obviously people do, but I was shocked that there weren't more boats cranking because it was just like, it was on fire.
Manitoba is jigging
Jigging
middle
middle.
country for sure.
I'd rather pull crankbaits.
Yeah, I would rather pull crankbaits myself, especially that time of year when it's colder. You can stay warm and all that stuff, right? But it usually makes worse video content though. The cranking, right? You have to like really spice it up in that sense because it's repetitive, right? I can't put on the Mega Live with the cool fish eats and all that stuff, right? It's the same thing over and over and over. So it works for video here and there, and it worked for one video for there, but it was like the next day we went cranking because I had Marcel coming out with me just to get some shots for Fish Hunt Manitoba or Hunt Fish Manitoba and stuff like that. And then the third day we're like, okay, we're just gonna go jig and that's it. And we only had a half a day and we got humbled like bad. But everybody out there was like struggling. The current switched the other direction, obviously because of the wind or whatever, right? The higher winds and stuff like that switched.
Right.
The current was the other direction. Everything was a gong show, and I went home with my head between my legs for sure. So
Nice.
It seems to switch there, like it's ripping in the morning and then it slows down in the afternoon, and around 2:30 it starts to rip the opposite direction.
well, it's all connected to the tidal stuff, right? I looked as
Yeah.
soon as I got out there and it was ripping, and I pulled it up and it was like it's high tide. So when I used to go to Florida in the Keys in the winters, you'd pay attention to the tide times all the time, right? There was your peak times. So up in Florida, it was like your peak times was always when the tide first switched, because all of the fresh bait and everything was coming right away, and then it would slow down as it kind of went. Like when the current was ripping, it was slow. It was always better when it first turned either way in those directions.
Brady Kuhn said it's all tied, same as in the Keys guiding. You guys are
Yeah, there you go. So that's kind of what I was like. So if I could go back again, it's like I'd probably crank during my high tide times when it was ripping, and then I would go jig when it's a little bit slower. If I was going to redo the whole thing again.
Have
No
you been there
throwing, no
before?
throwing big swim baits.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, say again.
No throwing big swim baits.
We didn't, but I'm sure that would obviously be good too. Like I thought about like anchoring up somewhere there and just like casting a mile behind the boat and snap jigging all the way back, something like that. So
Tide times all the time. Tide times all the time. I'm trying to do it. Reese Smart was saying tide times all the time.
yeah,
10 times.
Yeah.
Say it 10 times.
Have you been there
Well,
before?
it's
Like the Heckler? Was that your first time?
that was my first time. I was there once with Aaron like 5 or 6 years ago. We got blown out. We fished a little bit by the lighthouse, and that was it. But like another really interesting thing to like tide and current and all that stuff, like from the whole guiding thing, I've always been taught, like obviously it's a whole common thing that fish set up into a current, right? So they're not usually facing into a current. Obviously they can get their back eddies and their current breaks and stuff like that. But from pike fishing and sight fishing, pike will never eat a bait coming straight at them. So if you're not presenting to them, either coming like across their nose, a little bit this way, anything like that, they'll never eat a bait that's coming head on. So when a fish is setting up kind of like that, right, it's this whole thing with like jigging the minnow in the current and stuff like that, right? You just got to present it where they're coming up to the bait, not where it's the other direction. But I don't know. Lots of science, but it was really good. Like the cranking.
To be honest, that Heckler, you don't need any science there, bro.
Obviously.
You just drop it down.
You better watch out because we still got to go there, Eric. So
yeah, there's always going to be guys that are going to do better than other guys. So are you going to be the guy that just does medium, or are you going to be the guy that's crushing them, right?
Yeah.
And I was both on that trip. We crushed them one day, and some days we didn't.
To be honest, I haven't been to Heckler since 2017. I've never been back. I
went there last year. One day. We got a pile of fish.
It's nice up there. The accommodations are good and everything, right? Like, they have nice hotel rooms. The food at the restaurant was really good. All that. So I was very impressed with the whole.
Well, we're too cheap to stay there.
Drive there, drive back. Yeah,
we're on a budget here.
So you compare that kind of fishing, where you're talking hundreds and hundreds of fish or whatever, to what you're talking about, like say the Nipawin River down closer to home for you. Is it? Yeah, like come down, like really come down.
I haven't fished the Nipawin River I was there last year with Adam in the fall. We did some cranking. It was good, but it was like not as good as it was in the past, or not what it can be. And like the post that I made on Facebook a couple months ago was literally more about just everything I've heard. It's not even from personal experience. Okay. It's about the Premier tournament being slower, the vanities being slower, all that stuff. Now I have had some messages saying that the bites picked up a little bit that way this fall again. But there's something going on in that fishery. Like I know I had to laugh because I watched the whole vanity weigh-in and all that, right? And they're like bragging. They're like, oh, all these red zone fish. Hey, we got 100 red zone fish today. There's 160 teams. 100 red zone fish is not very many. Like, that's a tournament back in the day that it used to take 2 big fish a day to win it and 3 like that are just under the slot size, right? And those teams are throwing back 20, 30 fish in the red zone a day. And now you're coming in and teams are like, they're asking how many red zone fish, and one team 0, one team 1, one team 0, maybe 2 or 3 at the most, right? So I think there's definitely something going on that way for sure. I like to see the limits dropped, especially in the river system or Tobin Lake in general. That's just an unreal fishery, and too many people always taking their limit to the whole, to the shack over and over again. And that's the one thing, we always talk about electronics and all that stuff, right? Like we've obviously become better at catching fish. The guys that used to catch them all the time still catch them, but there's newer people that are learning to catch fish, right? So it's becoming so hard in those fisheries. So, but it's all personal opinion. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. It's just
bro science.
Bro science. We get that told to us lots. No, we're not biologists.
I'm not. Yeah, it is what it is, right? But I don't know. And obviously, I also have watched lakes up north guiding, like be good for like 5-6 years and then slow down for 5 or 6 years, right? Like I understand the lakes go on different rotations and stuff like that too, right? Like, it's so hard to see. So
anglers are scientists. The Saskatchewan will tell you that. Yes, anglers are scientists and they help with all the data and stuff like that. But cool stuff. If you're just joining us, it's the Castanet Podcast. It is Monday. You guys all know that, October 24. It's Mike Tatoli, Jeremy Santos, Eric LeBopen, your guest host here, Clayton Schick. We got people watching from everywhere here. We got Montreal to Colorado, to Grand Prairie, Alberta, to right here in Thunder Bay. Dave Simpson, we're in Thunder Bay. Actually, we got to go for a beer or something after this. Come rescue us from this scary place that we're at here. Tyler Manzik.
Scary place, hey?
Well, Crystal was back. He's making moto just at a field check. Even if they're... Yeah, so we've got, like, how do you feel the new regs coming from Manitoba? So we've got views on that. I'm okay with, if you're not familiar with Manitoba, starting next May, you can't retain. There's no more possession.
I guess we're getting into that now, eh?
Over 22-inch walleye, over 16-inch bass, and I believe the pike is over 41 inches. I think it's trophy-sized pike, I think is what it is, unless it's over 36. But correct, someone out there will know. But how do you feel about that, Clayton? What do you think about those rules?
I'd like to see it go smaller on Lake Winnipeg. I'd like to see a 20-inch thing personally. I believe those, like, I honestly believe those 21 to 24 inches are like your prime breeding fish. Like, in that sense, they're going to lower the limit down to 4 too, right? Instead of 6, I believe. Is that another thing too?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we got to look at it this way too, though. For the amount that an angler really keeps, is it going to make a big difference compared to what the nets keep?
yes and no. The amount of anglers these days is unreal. Now, I understand a lot of guys are self-policing themselves, but it's like, if all of a sudden everybody had that mentality that every single person was out there was going to keep 6 fish when they're out there, like I'd rather almost see it be like you're allowed to keep so many walleye for the year. Doesn't matter whether you keep your 25 walleye the one time you go out or whether you keep 2 every time you go out, right? Like, have like some kind of limit in that sense, right? Like, because I totally get it for the people that spend a pile of money and they're like, I want to keep fish and take them. So it's like, why not? And that's just like literally something I didn't even think of before. It's just like right now it popped in my head. Why not have like a 25 walleye possession limit or something like that, right? Like, and that's it. That's your 25 walleye for the year, whatever.
You'll never keep track of that.
We never know
what to do.
We don't have enough guys to keep track of stuff as it is. Or you would have to do kind of like a tag system where you'd actually literally have to tag the fish that you keep. And once you're out of tags, you're done.
Right. So if they pulled you over and you didn't have a tag on your fish on the way home,
you're done.
Yes, it's so cut and everybody just kind of polices it themselves, is the biggest thing. Like, I don't keep a lot of fish, but I always I'm selective of what I keep too, right? Like, say if I had a 21 incher that's badly gill hooked, of course I want to keep that fish before an 18 incher that was just lip hook, right? I get that part of it, right? It's just I don't know. We can talk about limits and regulations and all this stuff and for hours and hours and hours. And you're gonna have a different opinion. You're gonna have a different opinion. I'm gonna have a different opinion. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion, and all it's gonna turn into is a big, a big circle of whatever. It is what it is. And
so for tournament wise, you'd prefer more the CPR kind of thing.
I would.
Yeah.
I would, and for the reason too, it's like even like so Lake of the Prairies tournament where they have like 4 fish under the slot size and 1 fish over. I want that tournament to be your 5 biggest walleyes. Like, let's go. Let's have a 5 biggest walleye you can catch. Let's do it like where it's the real fishermen are out there trying to pound the 5 biggest fish, because there's way different tactics to catch big fish on that lake than there is to catch 17 inches in that sense. So I'd love to see that.
That's the biggest pro, I think.
Yeah, like in that sense, like you're going to get to see some wicked stuff. Like, who didn't enjoy the KWT tournaments, right? Where they were like, it was your 5 biggest fish and that's it. So
I know I opposed it a shit ton, but the only reason I opposed it, I think it's because I hate having something rammed down my throat.
The thing is, you're gonna have guys that are gonna stretch things in that sense too, right? You're gonna have guys that are gonna not close a mouth on the fish properly. You're gonna argue that and whatnot, right? Like, what's the best answer, right? There really isn't. So
Wayne G brings a good point here, though. Like, with the new rules in Manitoba, there will be no mounting taxes. I mean, you could do replicas obviously, but there is no mounting. I still think a permit to keep one. You're visiting from wherever.
I'm the total opposite. I think replicas these days. The only way to catch a 35-inch walleye or a 33-inch walleye is to let a 28-incher go.
There's bigger ones out there too.
I know, but that's the only way to catch one. You have to, and the guys that will notice it, you talk anybody that catches big walleye consistently, you'll notice that their mentality is completely changed. They don't ever think about keeping a 28 or a 29 or a 30-inch walleye. It's like literally the more bigger fish you catch, the more you think about letting them go.
Yeah.
I can agree with you there, because I mean, pictures these days they look fantastic compared to back in the day. So
the replicas are
so it depends who's taking that picture.
Well, that's
I don't know. It's like, I look.
If a sample takes your pictures, it's shit.
Come on, man.
Like back in the day, right? Like, I know my dad has his first ever 10-pound walleye 31-incher mounted, right? It's a beautiful fish, but it's like Now that mount sits somewhere, at my uncle's place or something like that, right? It's like, what's the, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't have any mounts of any of the fish I ever caught. Would I like to do a bunch of replicas and stuff like that once a day? For sure I would. But I don't know. I just don't see why if you caught a 34-inch walleye, why a replica wouldn't be just as good in that sense as the real thing. Like, what does it matter?
Well, the replicas are getting really good too.
Yeah. So. That's just straight opinion. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents, and nobody really cares for it anymore. So,
so you don't want any change on that, eh?
No, let's talk game of inches instead. It's better.
That's what I'm just pulling up here. We got game of inches going on there.
Uh-oh.
That's the video happening.
That's
so what is game of inches, bro? What's it all about?
So I'll talk about it, and then I'll let anybody in the comments, they can ask as many questions they want. I'll just be straight up whether I can't answer it or can answer it type of thing. So game of inches was a competition that 6 different YouTube channels did last March. I think it was like March 20th to March 26th or something like that. 6 channels. So myself, Clayton Schick Outdoors, who's paired with Adam Crawford, the Fishing Geeks, so Adam and Sean Conrad. There's a Frostbite team, which is the video you're playing right there right now, which was Joe Cooper and Dave Winters. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. There was a team of Alex Perrick and Andrew Walker, who those videos will be. You'll got to see what'll go on with there, but they're going to be on Alex's channel to start, and then stuff will come up here where the last 3 videos will be on the Cast and Conquer channel. And then I don't think I mentioned Jay Siemens. He's Jay and Josh McFadden, which they're Team Catch and Cook. And then Aaron fished it with Mark Tully for Uncut Angling.
Now, will there be a video from Aaron?
Yeah, he filmed them, so I guess we'll find out.
We got to assume that there will be. Yeah.
He filmed it, so that's all right. I'm not managing that part of it, right? I just know that I had to edit and I have to put out my 5 videos. So all of us have 5 videos each from the competition. They're going to be over everybody's YouTube channel. So the first week from November 7th to November 12th, there will be 5 or 6 videos like that, right? One a day, and then it'll keep going on like that. So, somebody said, "What are the 7 species?" So we have 7 categories, which I don't know if we talk about that all. There's the Esox, which is a pike or a muskie. Obviously, muskie has to be eligible. Like if somebody catches a muskie at Lake of the Woods in the winter, it's not eligible, so it doesn't count. Whereas the Quebec team, it's eligible for them. There's a walleye or a sauger category. There's a panfish category, which is a perch or a crappie. There's a lake trout category. There's all other trout, so like all the stock trout, wherever maybe anybody might have some other fresh trout in that sense, like steelhead or whatever. There is a burbot category, and then there is a whitefish or a Cisco category. Okay. So what it is basically is each team has to catch each species, and they record the longest species of each fish, the longest fish of each species. So it's a lot to take in, the longest fish of each species. So if Adam and Crawford, myself, were out there and we caught a 22-inch walleye and a 36-inch pike, those would be our added inches together. So it's a game of inches. Who can catch the most inches of fish?
Yeah.
Game of inches. Okay.
We don't know who won yet. We know the scores up till day 4, but nobody shared results with each other from the last day. So we have zero knowledge of what everybody did.
No one's seen each other's video. I was talking to Sean Conrad earlier, and he hasn't seen anyone's videos or whatever.
So it's like, so I know who was winning day 4 morning when we set out. Sorry, day 5 morning when we set out, but I have no clue what happened during that day. So during the day 5 day, it was like there was a bunch of like messages going back and forth, like, "Oh my God, boys, you have no idea what just happened." This is, just a bunch of like, there's a lot of trash being talked for sure.
So when does this premiere? November?
It will be. Well, I guess it on YouTube, it'll come out November 7th will be the first video. I believe Jay is putting out the first night. My first video, or mine and Adam's first video, will come out, I believe, Friday, November 12th. But have you talked anything? Has anybody mentioned about?
There will be a premiere, though. There's going to be a sneak preview. If you're in Winnipeg at the Winnipeg Ice Fishing Show on the Saturday, we'll have a VIP screening at the Winnipeg Ice Fishing Show after hours there. So We'll have a DJ. All these guys will be there. Most anyway. Everyone's got sent plane tickets. Crawford, did you get yours? Adam, did you get your plane ticket?
He's definitely talked about coming for sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to come out.
He probably stayed here from the last time you guys were up at Heckler.
Might as well have just stayed.
We should have. No. So I will. It's going to be like, it's honestly like it was pretty crazy. Like the whole competition itself was like, there was lead changes obviously every other day and stuff like that. There's a lot of big fish caught. Every team put some, I'm guessing they put some pretty big fish on the board in that sense. It's going to be a tight race to the end. I'm not going to give any spoilers or stuff like that, but I will be nervous watching the last week's videos, put it that way.
You still got to buy a ticket, Kevin Lowen. Unless you're really volunteering. If you're going
to you won't give us a prediction on who would win.
Well, of course we're going to win. Like, come on. Like, we're unstoppable.
$25 tickets. It's $25. It's not the ice show. Ice show is $10 to get in, but the doors close at 6. We're going to do a Costco sweep. So we're going to sweep the place out. Everyone's got to leave. We probably got a holding room upstairs. And then we got to move some things around, get the screen out, get the DJ going, get the beers flowing. And then everyone can come back in. And it'll be like 6:30, hopefully, something like that, 7 o'clock till whenever. Because we've got like, what do we got, an hour and a half? Maybe all 2 hours of footage.
I think there'll be 2 hours of footage to show.
2 hour footage to show. So it'll be a good time. We'll take a beer break in between, get the music going. It'll be good. $25. Limited seating, though. Definitely limited seating.
How many seats?
We'll probably do. Mike's my logistics guy. I would say if we're cordoning off a quarter of the place, a third of the place, 300 or 400 people.
I'd be impressed if that would be pretty cool.
We can get there. We can get to that. Oh, I'm sure, man.
It'll be good. Yeah, I have no idea who's coming out yet in that sense. I believe Sean Conrad might be coming out. You know, Jay will be there.
Sean's coming. Jay's there.
Yeah. So
we're probably going to go. I'm going to probably head there this week to the X Grounds, and then I'm going to try to figure it out so we know exactly how many tickets to sell.
Brendan's going to ditch the Deerwoods for that. Oh, yeah, he'll be there. Oh, we didn't even release the first one yet, man. We're talking number 2 already on the second.
We're definitely going to see how the first one goes. I'm already excited to see other people's videos because there was like lots of carnage and stuff for sure, right? Like sleds breaking, people sinking stuff, right? Like it was a full on this was like the whole thing, like just like talk about 39 hours being exhausted.
Yeah.
Like Adam and I pushed it with some drives and stuff like that, right? And obviously other teams did too, but it was like Adam and I fished 1, 2, 3 separate locations in 5 days. So it was, it was pretty intense in that sense.
And it's not like the weather was cooperative at all last
Actually, the weather was unreal.
Was it?
The weather was.
For you guys,
we could fish outside. The weather was perfect. Like I was like literally wasn't even wearing gloves for most of it. Yeah. We finally got some weather our last afternoon, but it honestly just adds to our video in that. But the weather was like so perfect. If the weather would have been gross, I couldn't imagine doing that, what we did. Like I would think the scores would definitely be a lot less in that sense. That's so there's a spoiler alert. There's going to be big scores for sure.
Big scores. Very nice.
Good.
Did you get all 7 species? Can you share that?
Yes.
Categories? Yeah, you did?
Yes.
Interesting. That's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And I can say that because we had all 7 before even the last video. So
nice. Clayton will be at the show as well with his own booth, by the way, the CSO booth. So he'll be hanging out there. Actually, I plunked you beside Catch and Cook. So perfect. Josh and Jay and Hunt Fish MB, you'll be right by there.
Yeah, and I won't be in my booth a pile. Like Cindy's gonna man the booth. I have a bunch of merch and stuff like that we're selling. I'll be jumping around between Frostbite and Ion and whoever else is there with companies that I work with and stuff. I'll probably spend most of my time in the Frostbite booth because it'll be pretty busy, I'm sure. But I plan to just kind of be everywhere. So don't be scared if anybody wants to chat, just to come find me wherever I am at that point. I won't necessarily be at my booth.
You were like that last year. You were everywhere.
I was everywhere. Yeah, I would go somewhere and I'd get hung up there for like an hour, and then all of a sudden and then work my way back.
I didn't even know he was serious about this though. He was serious. Look at how good looking he is.
Wow!
Hey,
who photoshopped that one?
If you were out there, he's serious.
Running.
He's going for it. This is in the RM of Lac de Bonnie, I believe. Alexander.
Yeah.
So this is this Wednesday, October 26th.
Yeah.
I guess you got to be a resident to vote, but go A-Dub. Go Aaron. He's
crazy. I haven't chatted with Aaron for quite a bit, so I heard that he was pushing the whole politics thing though.
oh,
He's going hardcore,
he
man.
sent me some videos of what he's doing out there. Right? It's RM of Alexander. Go Aaron, go, man. We're gonna cheer for him on Wednesday for sure. So that's cool, man. Awesome.
Really good.
Yeah, at the show, we'll have all kinds of people just to promote the show here. Again, November 5 and 6 at the Red River X Place, $10 admission, 12 and under free. Just like Clayton will be walking around, Gord Pies will be walking around, the legend, the Hall of Famer, Jamie Bruce, a future Hall of Famer will be walking around. Jay Siemenson's there. Sean Conrad is just confirmed this morning. We talked with him. So
Jamie wanted to share something with you.
Jamie want to share this?
Yeah.
What?
You better not watch it, Eric.
Why? Did you kill something? Oh no, Clayton! I saw you bleeding another time too. Oh my God!
Oh, that's just a little. That's a shatter app. Nothing to it. Line trick done.
Yeah.
Line trick done.
You did that to yourself. I saw the self.
Eric
Yeah,
faint.
that's nothing.
Eric
And
could
everyone's
pass
like,
out.
oh, it doesn't work with like barbed hooks and stuff like that. I
Yeah, it
pulled out
does.
some of the
It does,
the
yeah.
worst barbed fly hooks, right? Like a single J fly hook, like deep. And I'm like, and honestly, I probably would have pushed that one out, but it would have came through my nail. So I'm like, okay, we're going the other way. We're going the other way with it, and it works. So
It works.
It
I've had to pull a
does.
couple of barbs out of my hand.
yeah, it honestly doesn't even phase me at this point. Like I've only ever put like maybe 7 or 8 hooks in my hand ever, but I see it in other people all the time, and I just walk over there and tell them I'll count to 3, pull it out on 2, and they're like, okay, that was
Yeah.
nothing to it at
Oh
all.
my God! I'm out.
It's not. It's so easy enough.
It hurts
Oh.
more hitting your thumb with a hammer than it does to pull the hook out.
Oh, totally. But if you don't, you have to apply that proper down pressure on that shank,
Yeah.
because that's
Get
when
it straight out.
the barb lifts in there, and then all it is like when it would be like if you were to take a tablecloth and pull it off a table with all the drinks on there still, right? Like it's all still there, so it happens so quick. You can't be a wussy with it. You have to just pop it right there.
Bro science.
Even if we did a
he's talking
demo-
all this blood, man. Oh my God.
Even if we did a demo
not
right
even
now,
blood,
Eric,
bro.
could,
Yeah.
Eric could pass out.
He would. He would
He
even
would.
do it for his brother-in-law, man.
So Clayton,
Because-
we have the Canadian Walleye Filleting Championship, and our defending champion Daniel Stagg.
He's too
2 years
quick.
in a row. He's pretty good. Are you quick? You're a guide. Wollaston. Love.
Yeah, but I'm like maybe a minute. I couldn't do what he did. You know what I mean? Like
Clayton, the Minute Man. That's
I
pretty good.
couldn't. I'm
In the
quick.
game of inches.
I'm good, but I'm not as quick as Daniel.
Speaking of Minute Man, Divine chimes in.
I don't slab my fish either. I keep the rib bones on my fish, which adds a little bit of extra.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here, man!
Because I like to not have to sharpen my knives every other day.
Yeah,
I leave the
no,
rib
that's
bones
true.
on the fish.
We're gonna have a cool competition this year. It's the fastest lake to plate competition. So it's a team competition.
I
We've
like
got
that.
Outdoor Canada, Cameron Tate there. You know, like Daniel will clean a
Yeah.
fish, give it a rinse, goes right to the cook there. Maybe Josh. We're gonna get him Josh doing it, and they're pretty quick at frying things up too. And then they're gonna garnish it, and then someone's got to eat it. Like Mike's a
No,
judge.
no.
Mike's
Put
a
me
judge
on
for this
put
year.
me on Daniel's team. I'll cook for Daniel.
Yeah. You'll do it.
Oh yeah, I will.
That's
I
the
would,
team
for
right there.
sure.
That's the team right there.
I would
What
do
did
that.
you
I would
sign
do
me
that.
up for? What am I doing?
You're
The
eating.
judge.
You're gonna
I'll
taste test.
I'll eat, man. I'll
You and
eat.
Harper there. You're gonna taste
As long
it.
as you're not
penalties
cooking.
and all that kind of stuff.
If you're cooking, I'm not eating it because I know
He's
how
throwing
you
some
cook.
salted minnows and shit in it, man.
Eric wouldn't even fill it. You just drop it straight in the deep fryer. That'll be it. Done.
Oh, we have a competitor. I might try. It's open though. It's open. You just gotta sign a waiver. But if you want to compete, you might try to fill a competition. I can easily cut 1,000 eyes. Wow, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what we want. We want people to show up.
Is that
and-
Bateman? I think that's Bateman.
I'd challenge people to a pike fillet competition, like a fully one fillet boneless fillet. Pike's definitely. I do more pike than walleye. Not that I don't do a lot of walleye.
So then, if we catch a couple of pike, you'll have to go up against Stag because he's pretty quick on that one
they're
too.
gonna be just be mush.
We're trying to get him fresh.
I want mine
trying-
fresh.
We're
Come
trying
on
to get him
down,
as fresh as
Billy.
possible.
Come on
Want mine
down.
fresh.
Schumann needs to be filled. Schumann was a guide up north too for a summer or two. I remember that. It's an open contest. We've got prizes for that too. We got a nice trophy for that. So, which I have to get made still. Actually, hopefully they can We'll
I think
get
you gotta get all the people. You gotta get everybody to like compete, and then Stag doesn't have to compete right to the end with the fastest time.
The last one, eh?
But there's another. Who's the other guy that was really fast though?
Rick Lowe's was a past champion.
But
And then
he's
Steve
coming.
Bird.
If
Is
he
he coming
comes
back,
back,
right?
he'll be with a vengeance because he was hobbling on a leg and he was pretty tired hobbling around.
Yeah.
So
he might be
I
back
think
this
Rick
year.
is going to be.
These guys are getting like knife sponsors now and all kinds of stuff. It's getting serious.
It's
That's
getting.
the best part of the show.
It is. Oh, it's great entertainment. I think that cooking part,
I
we gotta
still
start waiting for
beat
Steve, like,
all
all
you.
this oil will be flying everywhere.
Well,
I
that's not
still
good news,
beat
eh?
all you. I don't care what you say.
Oh,
There's,
Stag is out
there's some
hunting
bad
again.
news here. Yeah.
No.
That can't be right, is it?
Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's
hopefully
okay.
everything's
Uh-oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so. I was just talking to him. Say it ain't so. But yeah, the show's gonna be a good time. Come on down. Come on down to the show November 5 and 6. Come from everywhere. We got people from far and wide coming, even from people from the States. Borders wide open. So
Check it out. Yeah.
we got
Who's
people
all-
flying down from
Who's all
Toronto.
speaking, Eric? Who's speaking there?
Yeah, it's Gord Pizer, Jay Siemens, and the Jamie Bruce will be on the Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear main stage. We also have the Hunt Fish MB Ice Fishing Academy. So you want to learn how to pike fillet? We've got demonstrations there, like how to pike fillet, how to walleye fillet, how to cook these things up. We got all kinds of stuff. Catch and cook, Baker's Narrows. They're gonna go head to head with their cool food. I knew it, Brady. You're kidding, you knucklehead. I was just talking to Cameron Tate out there. How long is the cooking component of the lake to plate, bro? As fast as you can do it. As fast as you can do it. It's out in the open this year, not in a classroom setting. So you for the cooking stage, you'll be out in the open and anyone can come by and get samples and stuff like that. We've got axe throwing. That's sponsored in part by another podcast. The Weekend Warriors will be in the house. You were on the Weekend Warriors show.
I have not been on their show.
Oh, never mind then. They have but like a bunch of guys have been on there, but they'll be out too, and they're sponsoring the axe throwing competition. So maybe that'll be your chance to throw an axe on them, brother, and stuff like that. You got to sign a waiver there too. Those guys are up and comers. Those guys over there in
So is that competition between teams? That's what's happening?
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna do like teams thing. We'll do like whoever, all kinds of stuff here.
Kind of like we had that
Hummingbird
competition
Pro staff
from
versus
club
Lawrence
to
Pro
club. And
staff. Oh, that's Santos versus Gelly. I think that's what that is. Ooh,
For what?
axe throwing.
The
I
axe.
don't know. You actually think Gelly can throw an axe?
Speed is one thing, but what about quality? There are penalties. Yeah, there's penalties. I'd hate to give you someone does a hack job, slay fast in my picture. Wow,
Picture perfect. Eh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mike's kind of right with the whole thing about him being the winner.
Oh my
I am
god.
the winner.
I'm writing it in the rules. Exactly the rules.
I am the winner. I made one cut. I took my penalties. It was still faster than
Wow.
Stag.
There are
Yeah, he's
penalties
right.
for
You
phones and-
That's a
there's
loophole,
always
bro.
Well,
there's
I'm
always
the-
a line.
I'm the champ.
There's
bitches.
penalties for waste too. We got that.
I'm the champ.
Ryan Harper, Ice Fishing Manitoba, has been our judge every year we've had it, kind of thing, and I'm pretty sure he's back again this year as long as I'm traveling. So it'll be a good time. The show's a good time. It's free stuff. We got PK lures, random PK lure giveaways throughout the show. Random. And all the kids, if you complete the scavenger hunt, get a raffle of lure sponsored. Just for paying your admission, you get a ballot for an Ion Alpha. Talk about the Ion Alpha there,
Nice.
Clayton Schick. You use
The
that in the
Alpha's
game of inches.
insane. Like, and I hate to be that guy that wants like Chevy, Ford, Dodge in that sense, right? Like, it is what it is. But so my initial, I'll go back to like right from the beginning when I first started using an electric auger. The first one I ever got in my ice castle was an Ion, the original Ion. The 8-inch was okay. The 10-inch was garbage. Like I cut 2 holes and it'd be like, this is garbage, right? So I'm like, at that point, I'm like, there is no place for electric augers in this thing, gas auger, and that's it. I bought a Strike Master the year after, 10-inch, loved it. Used it for 2 years, I think, something like that. Got on board. It's no like lie that obviously, or no, I'm not hiding it that I work with Ion, but they wanted to work with me. I'm like, I'm not signing anything or doing anything until I get one in my hands first. They sent me a G2. Yeah. Used it for 2 years. It was awesome. Super pumped with it, right? Had nothing ever go wrong with it. It was great. So I signed a deal with them last year, and they're like, okay, well, now that you're like working with us, we can send you the augers that like aren't even out yet. So last year I get the Ion Alpha with like a month to go. So it's not even released yet. The auger is insane. Like it is unreal. I remember like going around and like when I was ice fishing, we're pre-fishing for the Game of Inches competition, and somebody'd be like, "What is that auger?" And I'm like, "Just cut with it, right?" Like, so they cut with it, and they're like, "Holy cow!" I know of 4 or 5 different people that went and sold their Strike Masters because they're like, "We're buying an alpha when it comes out."
Whoa.
I'd say the only thing though that's like to watch out for is it torques you. Like a 10-inch, the 10-inch one especially, like when you go down on it, like it wants to torque you. So like if you were on sheer ice with no cleats, like that thing would spin you so fast. Like it's crazy. It torques you, but it's so light.
Yeah.
We're doing 40, 50 holes. 30 holes a piece on one battery at the end of the season. So that's obviously quite a bit of ice.
Thickest ice.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
So it was good.
I'll have to keep my G2 then because my old arms and elbows won't be able to handle the torque.
Well, it does. It torques you, but it's not like it's
a smooth cut at the bottom.
It is smooth, but it's so fast.
And they got variable speed now. I was telling everybody it's variable speed, so you can. It's like a
slow down and stuff.
Where you could,
It's nice having the variable speed. It's nice for reopening a hole because when you go and it's too fast, that's when your everything gets jammed, right? But if you can do variable speed to reopen a hole and just cut it slow, so
at least spell Filipino right, bro. Hey,
Filla.
There's both. There's a steel and a composite.
There's both. Yeah, I was running the composite flight.
Composite way up.
But we probably did 500-600 holes, I'd say, in the time I had it, and it was good. And that was actually, we never had to change the blades on that either. And I know, like in the past, like those blades with dirty ice, they get pretty dull pretty quick, but at least they're easy to get sharpened. So
yeah, I didn't buy Strike Master just because of the torque. That was it.
Yeah, so it'll definitely try somebody before you make the switch. Like in my mind, the G2 is still such a solid auger. Like,
well, that's the only G2 I got that works for me because we know my other G2 don't work, but it's made by Evan Root.
Shots, eh?
Whatever your brand is a choice, it'll be there though. I mean, like Strike Master, Ion, Jiffy will be there. We got Otter, Eskimo, Clam, like whatever your brands are. Garmin will be there. Oh, we're giving away a Garmin Striker 4, so that's nice. In the free draw. We got a Strike Master ice suit, and so whatever your size is, like when you win, they'll send you a suit right to your door. So whatever your size is, we're giving all those away just for paying your admission to come in.
That's all just for getting in. Hey, that's just
for getting in. Those are free
draws.
Those are
good prizes.
Like who's all there?
Oh shit! I have a whole list here. It's million.
I sent the list today.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that out there. I got a poster, but it's all kinds of people there. Everything alphabetically. Angler's Edge all the way to Yellowbird Lodge and Resort. So
like there's a lot of new ones that haven't been there.
It's true. We've had to close the door actually on some people that we just had no room for them to come in. So, but yeah, of course I can't pull anything up here right now.
And don't have to wear any masks.
No masks.
No mask. Big Sky Flies and jigs.
Not that I wore one last year.
We've got Humminbird is back again at the show. Markham will be there, of course, sponsor of the show here, the Castanet Podcast.
Yeah.
We've got the Harvester Outdoors, Walleye Mafia, Smoking Fish. Those guys are back. Holiday RV, we were there in the spring. They're there. Stillwater Adventures for everyone in Verdon. They're coming down with a big ass booth.
Are they?
So there's all kinds of this.
Saying, yeah.
Yeah, I know they're actually carrying the new tip ups I'm running now. The Finicky Foolers. Those tip ups are unreal. Super pumped with those last year.
Nice.
They're hard to get in Canada right now.
Everything's hard to get in Canada.
I'm just looking at the list. We got Chuds. Chuds is there again. All kinds of fish houses. If you're in the market for a fish house, apparently there's no sled and side-by-side inventory, and there's not too much anyway. But there's a lot of fish houses. So if you're in the market, Great Wolf Glacier will be there with things for sale. And then we've got all our guides and outfitters. A couple Snow Bear and Snow Bear expeditions, Snow Bear Icebound excursions. Did I get those words right this time?
I think you're right. Yeah,
I got that right that time. They're there. Lake of the Woods Ice Sleepers is a brand new business. They'll be there. Show you stuff. Red River Cats with their brand new luxury fish house will be there. I think Baker's Nairs is even bringing some kind of snow bearish van thingy too.
Or are they bringing their van down with them?
bringing it down? It's going to be in the show.
What is it?
Really,
It's just a van on tracks. Is that what that is?
Now, they have a van. I'm guessing they'll bring their van on tracks, is my guess.
Yeah.
Couple people from Quebec. You got fans in Quebec, brother, eh?
Fans are from all over, man.
I advertised on YouTube. Are you getting what's your viewer count? Is it better? Is it good? Is it bad?
Oh yeah, it's slightly up, man. Slightly up than our average here, so that's pretty good. We're watching 100 people live, right? Don't forget Element Custom Baits, 100%. And I'm sure Mike will be good at giving some stuff to give away too and stuff here or whatever.
I'm not giving you nothing.
Mike's gonna take it. Hi from Quebec. See you at the show, Shaky. I still call him Shaky. The last one. I want you to do the filleting again, brother, man. And our condolences on your old man, by the way, man. Like our condolences to your family,
for
brother,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
Ryan Porsche, Croduck Lodge, Croduck Lake Lodge there. So awesome stuff to see Ryan up on the show here.
I don't know if, like, Clayton, you ever, like, the first year we had this filleting competition, poor Ryan came in there. He had all this confidence, that poor bugger.
Well, you got like
Swear to Christ, if
watching
you
it.
gave him if you gave him a glass of water, there would not be 1 ounce in it. He started to shake so much.
Shaking that much.
We had so much fun with him.
He's coming back.
I'm glad he's coming back. I hope
He's
he
coming
goes in with it.
back, bro.
This time we'll give him a few shots before he starts to do some cutting.
It's
We're watching
always
it. Oh,
it's always different when like you're also there's a bunch of people in front of you, right? Like
That you don't know.
I remember like even just like when I first started doing YouTube, like with the camera and stuff like that, like when you first started, it was like, oh my goodness, you think you're amazing. Actually, probably my best experience would be when I was younger up north at Wollaston guiding, and they gave me the In Fisherman crew, and I'm like this cocky like 21-year-old, 22-year-old, right? And I'm like, once you put the camera on me, it's like I just stuttered. And I'd stutter, and then they'd be like, "Can you say that again?" Because like I'd finally have like a perfect line or something, right? For the camera, like, "Can you say that again?" And I'm just like, "I said, cast over there." Like, oh, I know what it's like for sure.
I know I had to do my first seminar ever. I opened my mouth for about a second, and then I couldn't say shit. Nothing would come out.
Yeah, and I still not that I struggle, but I hate doing like seminars that are like like have something planned out, right? Because you have all these ideas you're going to talk about and stuff like that. I'd rather have a closed off room, and I'd rather just talk to people. Ask me a question. I'll talk for hours. We can keep a conversation going for hours and talk about anything you want to know, right? So I'd rather do that in that sense. Like, just ask me anything. I'll tell you. I'll give you my opinion on it and talk to you about it. And so
I agree.
You're watching the Cast and Egg podcast every Monday at 8:15 on YouTube, on the Kickerfish channel, and on Facebook at the Cast and Egg podcast. We also have our group page, Doc Talk, where you could talk anything and everything, fishing, sell stuff, whatever you want. Clayton Schick, this is like I think this is your 4th appearance on the show now?
I remember doing one of the earlier ones
Live, in studio.
Yeah,
In
that
studio
one
in
was
LaSalle.
that was awesome. That was so much fun.
With Garther. I kept pitting you guys against each other. I think Clayton's got a different opinion, Garther. And you know Clayton's always opinionated.
It was so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's good stuff, man. If you're new to the channel, give us a sub here on Kickerfish, all kinds of stuff like that on this channel. We're on this podcast every Monday, and we're going to get videos eventually. Been saying this for 3 years, but we'll get videos up eventually on the channel. But give us a sub. It helps us out here, please, man. Give us a sub. We've moved over to the YouTube
side,
page there. We're going to try and get that going eventually here. But, coverage from lead baits to live baits. Oh, yeah, everything on the left. We have one more. We got to do one last Lake Erie meme, Mike. There's got to be. There's still something.
I think
so done with it.
Still some coming out, eh?
There's got to be.
You know what? I'm done with it too, but it's,
Is it the new scandal?
When the boss sends you this, when the boss sends you, you got to show it, right? So
when you buy Read It Like Erie.
I've seen that one.
Wait, we had one more meme. One more meme. Don't buy Read It Like cheaters.
Everybody's over that one. Now it's the whole scandal of the leaked nudes from the volleyball players in Wisconsin or somewhere down there in the States. So that's the whole
what news?
What is that?
What?
There was like the college volleyball team that won the whole thing last year. I don't know what division. There was like these like nudes leaked from them or whatever now. They don't know where it came from or whatever. And it's
holy. Jeez,
Yeah,
you had me
that's
at
the new-
volleyball.
Volleyball's
That's
gonna be
the
a
new
number one
thing.
search thing from now.
You know how it is where it's
Women's
like all of a sudden all of a sudden. Oh yeah, honestly, if you probably go to Google and search volleyball, I bet you the second one
Right
that
out
comes
there,
up,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
one
my
right behind it.
God. Clayton
That's
knows
the
his
new thing.
volleyball. Stag
I
is
just
here.
I just found this out like 5 minutes ago because it's like all over like everywhere, right? And it's like, okay, it's like what the heck?
my
So
goodness.
everything's changed. now.
Travis, I'm not putting that up, man. We have never put the word titties up on here. I'm not putting it up.
Okay, just wait. Just
Our
wait.
viewership is
You-
gonna like go 100 times now.
You-
I've never put the word
you
we said a
can't
lot of
put it
stupid
up.
stuff here, but
You can't put it on. You can't put it up, but you just said it.
I just said it though. Oh, I've said a lot of stuff here. I'm just not gonna put it in words.
Dude, we've said a lot of stuff. I'm shocked we're still on
Yes.
the air.
Hey, Stag, you got a teammate now. Clay Lake to Plate. We got the
I'm in.
fastest eater with the fastest fillet.
I
he's
can't
gonna
believe
cook.
Stag actually made a meme that SOB today.
He's gonna cook.
Stag, you clean them and I'll cook them. We'll win. We'll take her all down.
Yeah.
One more thing that we've got a late booth at the show. We got the Keystone Fishing, the Keystone Walleye Tour Icebreaker Series, which is pretty cool. Speaking of catch photo release, I was gonna ask you, Clay. They released their schedule. You should do these competitions, man.
Okay, I want. When are they? I want to do one of them for sure.
So
What
we're
are they?
looking at
January 14th and 15th. That one's a possibility.
first one.
February 4th and
4th
5th.
and 5th.
And
I would
February
say-
25th and 26th.
I would say the first two are a possibility. The third one, I'm on that Baker's Narrows trip on the 25th and 26th. So I would say the first two are definitely possible. I'd like to do one of them. You know what?
Yeah,
I'll do the
come on,
first
man.
one, just win the whole thing, and then it's like from there, it's like
Then
you
you're
got nothing
done.
else to prove, right?
Now your DMs are gonna get full of people. I'll do the tournament with you, man. I
Yeah.
swear to God, there's people typing right now. I'm sure.
I would do it
Guide you.
totally.
I can't type that fast.
I want to do it. Whoever has the best stick and knows where all the fish are.
Oh,
Is
here
that
we go.
Is that too much to ask?
Everyone's a pro on Lake Winnipeg.
Pretty much everybody's the best stick. I had the best stick in the boat. I got a picture of him right here.
I am definitely not the best. stick.
Eric's got a shirt. That's the best stick right there.
Oh,
Luchador.
boy.
It's Nacho Libre, bro.
You know what the scary thing is? Leon brought that mask on this trip. So I don't know what he has
Wait,
planned, but
what's he gonna-
he's got that mask.
You better watch out, the folks.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Baker's
You're
Narrows.
in
So how's
trouble.
that? What's that trip, man? Like you got this Baker's Narrows trip. You said it's sold out though.
Yeah, we're having an ice fishing lake trout trip. I think the end of February 25th, 26th. We did one last year, but he never like really announced it or made it until like 10 days before the whole thing. So I only think we had sold half of the spots.
Okay.
And then we're like, let's try it again this year. And I've been told it's already sold out, but I'm sure there's probably a reserve list or whatever. But it's I think it's $1,000 or $1,100, $10.99 per person, with groups of two. That gets you a cabin, gets all your meals paid for, guided fishing, and bait. It just doesn't include your transportation. So you either have to rent a sled or bring up your own transportation. But I believe the plan is there's going to be 20 people. So we'll probably do, I'd say 4 different groups of people, like where there's 4 people fishing that hump, 4 people fishing this hump. And then I basically just going to tour around and hang out with everybody the whole time.
Nice.
Like last year, I don't think I even dropped the line the whole time. I just went from tent to tent and hung out. There was 2 40-inch fish caught. One was 41, one was 40. And there was only 10 people. So that was a pretty good turnout in that sense.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
it was good. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that again with everybody up there.
Nice.
Cool stuff, man. Just want to
Yeah.
quickly run down our sponsor list here. Thank you. Thanks again for the open water season. Season is closing down. Next week on Monday, Halloween is our last episode, a special Halloween episode. You got to bring that mask out again, Leon. We have our special Halloween episode. We got a special guest next week too. We'll hammer that down next week. But thanks again to Lawrence, to Beyond Brick, Markham. Who else there?
Hey, you
Who else?
forgot all
Who
the
else?
sponsors?
Well, you guys tell us who your sponsors were.
This sounds like me when I'm trying to make a post on Facebook and I'm like, oh, I got to pull up my old post. I
Walleye
forget.
Wars, you guys.
Walleye
Walleye Wars.
Wars.
Thank you to Walleye Wars. Who else?
UV Baits, is it?
Tight Lines UV. Didn't even know the
Tight
name.
Tight
They've been
Lines.
sponsored since the spring. Tight Lines UV. God damn it. Okay.
I'm not saying shit.
Anyway,
'Cause
thank you to
I've
all
been
of
yelled
our
at.
sponsors, and Dylan Fui at Fui Automotive, their Team
Yeah.
Fui Automotive. Thanks again for the whole season. We've got our Beast of the Week. We have a segment on the show that we like to do. Check this out. Clayton's going to give your opinion. We got Jeremy Santos. Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal?
Deal
Yeah,
or no
deal or no
deal?
deal?
deal.
I was giving this. Someone shared this one.
Deal. Oh,
No deal.
No deal. Pro Optimax Pro XS 115.
hey, I got a
2010.
200 Merc sitting at home that somebody wants the lower end. $200 yours.
200 bucks.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
How much is the one going for? I forget.
What
And
year?
it's
This
right-
got-
East
this
St.
thing's got
Paul.
this thing's
75.
got 255 hours on it.
It's a
That's
2010.
nothing. That's
Yes.
nothing. I put on my Evinrude when I got rid of it, I had 850 hours.
Hey,
In
don't
3
bring
years.
up Evinrude because I couldn't get past 240 hours without blowing a power head.
Well, you're probably hard on gear then, hey?
Don't buy
No.
Clayton Schick's motors then. 800 hours. Holy jeez.
Yeah,
So
but
this
hey,
is
you
big.
want
This is nothing,
but
man.
it's proven. That
255.
means it works then.
Yeah, no.
Right? And I think he
So what do you
lowered down the
think there?
price to $6,900 now.
It's 6,900.
Yeah.
That's Canadian too, though, right? That's
Canadian.
Canadian.
It's local. It's in East St. Paul, man.
I don't think it's that bad a price.
Deal.
Is it a deal?
No. I
115?
think 5,800 bucks would probably be where I'd go on that one. That would sit.
Even if it comes with a 4-blade stainless steel prop?
I don't care. I don't know what shape that prop's in.
Yeah.
VRP,
I think
baby,
it's-
all right.
Those Pro XSs are fast though, right? Like they're
Yeah,
And
they
they're
are.
loud.
Yeah.
Or what's better, a Verado? A Verado's better than a
Verado's
Optimax.
better than that.
But Verado's a 4-stroke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is only
East
this
St.
is a
Paul gotta
2-stroke.
be worth it. That's Rick Klim's neighbor there, probably, or whatever. What's the
That's probably Rick
consensus then?
Klim.
$6,900 for that. A 12-year-old motor,
No.
255 hours.
No deal.
255.
Or no deal.
No deal from here.
Why?
I would
I
say
just
deal because
told you.
Too old?
I like 69. That's a good number. Deal. How about Clayton?
I'd say if it's all in working order, I think it's a good deal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Santos then.
Well, I'm a
Not
Pro
enough
XS, I'm a Pro
control.
XS fan, man. Of course I'm going to say yes.
No,
No deal from
controls.
SJM,
No,
no deal, he says.
controls.
No deal.
Bring Rocket.
No.
Staska, no deal.
No
Remember,
deal.
these are Tobins we're talking to. Tobins.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. And we also do every week Beast of the Week, $100 qualifier. Oh, yeah, one more qualifier next week or whatever. So we've got our Beast of the Week. Enter your fish. Doesn't matter where they're from. We've had some saltwater fish entered here. Oh, I remember that big grouper video while Mike loads up the videos here. Remember when you did that grouper? That was a long time ago now, eh?
Yeah, that was 2014 or 15 already.
I definitely want to
Probably.
go for a grouper. That's
That-
on the
the-
bucket list for
That was
sure.
like the grouper was one of the coolest things I've ever done for sure.
That is a
Really?
bucket list fish, man, that one.
Who's this? This is Ron Bazan.
Yeah, 31 and an eighth, like to the eighth.
To the
31
eighth,
and an eighth.
Oh, it's right at the hinge. He put a hinge in that. Those things don't come with a hinge. He made that, eh?
That's a different. That's not a musky bumper. That's something else.
That's something else there. Still an awesome fish. Nice work there, Mr. Ron
Nice,
Bazan.
yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, now we got to put up with my stupid Apple computer because it doesn't want to just do one picture at a time. So I got to do this.
Oh, we got to get a slideshow going. Slideshow. But nice. Kean Gerling. Awesome stuff.
Nice.
I think that was
And
a
that kid
24
never
incher, right?
smiles too. So that's awesome to see.
No,
him
he never
smiling.
smiles.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Well done on the Red
What do we
River.
got next? Uh-oh.
Rick's already voting for Ron's greenback.
Hasn't seen anything else yet, eh?
Stealing their ass here. Spoiler alert: Sam Gagne is on a roll for the Jets. Actually, fourth line.
That's a
Dave
foul.
Gerling, Pops, nice. We know where you were now. We know
Yeah.
where you were now.
So there were some big fish caught on the weekend,
Yep.
right? So what
Yeah,
we got here?
Grayson's
This
going to
is-
come down to the show again this year.
Yeah, this is Sky.
Nice. Sky is. I think Sky's a past winner. I think
Yeah.
he won one time.
She went.
Tim Butler must be a good guy. She keeps
Sky
catching
Butler,
all these
nice.
big fish.
Yeah.
Awesome
Great.
stuff there. Beauty. And the fish was nice too.
Yeah. Always out to get somebody in trouble, eh?
So Clayton, here's a good. Jesse hit this lake 6 times getting skunked, and he went back and finally got a 22-inch brown trout. Are there lakes where you're you'll go back to it like to conquer it kind of thing, or you quit on lakes?
Not that I would quit on it. I myself don't want to quit on it. Video sense, I'll probably quit on it. In that sense, like I do a lot of trips now these days where I wouldn't necessarily do if I was like without a video camera.
Okay.
Right? Like a lot of times you're looking for the content more than you are like that side of it. So if I knew there was like a fish in there that I wanted to conquer, yeah, I'd go back over and over again.
So hats off to Jesse there for like 6 times skunked on a lake, man. I tell you, 2 times.
You're not going back.
The lake's dead to me, man. I'm not going back there.
There's no fish in it.
Hey, you keep going back to the Red River.
I guess so. It's true. Stupid Red River. We got our micro bass of the week there. Oh, legit too.
His friend Eric there, he brought the micro bass. That's crazy how tiny that bass is.
That is, man.
Mind you, those are usually my limit of 5 bass in a KBI, so I'm good with that.
Matthew Weedman.
Yeah,
nice.
30
That's another
incher.
big one.
Nice.
That's
It's
another
like-
Red River one. Like, I'll look at the picture. This guy, you don't know where he is.
Not going to show you.
He's on Earth somewhere.
Somewhere on the Red River.
Oh,
Right.
Rick changed his vote to Mike's dog. So Lily gets a vote.
Lily gets a vote now. It's a good thing it's a picture of my dog.
So Steve Berg, he's the other fast filleter. We got 3 contenders, and we're taking all challengers. I think that was Bateman there with the picture perfect fillets, but Steve Berg's another contender. He'll be at the show again doing some demos. So
Yeah,
Look
this
forward to
is another
seeing
30
Steve
incher.
yeah. At dark yet.
Dark one.
This is
I
the
think
one
it's the
that
last
Clayton will
second fish, I
This will
think.
be the one that Clayton likes for sure. Because I know how much he likes this.
Oh, Mr. Scott Connolly, the Scotsman. That's a beauty.
42 inch.
That's Athapapaska, right?
Yep.
Wow.
And that's a
And
great
then-
picture too, man.
And then this one that you sent me today.
we
Watch,
got
it's gonna
one
be all
more.
screwed up. See? It's all
What?
screwed up, Eric.
Zoom it. Oh, there it
there
is.
you go.
Kyla McDonald. She is the co-owner of Bobby's Sports Shop just at Vermilion Bay there. If you guys see that Sasquatch, we saw a Sasquatch at the Napa. Bobby's Sports Shop.
I'm voting on the muskie because I want to catch a big muskie.
52 inches. Her new personal best was
That's right,
46.
Oh yeah, I
Her
definitely
was
voted
52.
on that one.
The head on it was
Oh,
Definitely
it's-
voting on the muskie.
Like she had her hand. I watched the video. It's on YouTube. Giant muskie. She
Yeah.
said, like, that's the video where you could see it. Like, she sent it to me. Oh my God. Fall muskie hunt giant. If you type that in, you'll probably show up there. Cool stuff. But yeah,
Well, I guess that's your
Cracked
winner.
at 50, right? Nice fish.
yeah. A lot of cool stuff here, saying good stuff there or whatever. Cool stuff, Clayton, man.
It's all good. I like the
So-
muskie. I like them all, but I'm voting for the muskie.
So Clayton's going with the muskie. We usually let the
Clayton's
guest
the
pick.
best, so he wins.
All right.
So he
There you
wins.
go.
Muskie wins, man. There you
There
go.
you go.
There's no vote or nothing, man.
New personal best, and Carberry backs it up there. 52-inch muskie wins all day long.
If that would have been a 42.5-inch lake trout, Scotty, I would have picked you.
Nice there.
Crazy.
That's cool. I had one. What was I going to say? I had one more thing I was going to say after. That's why I guess I should write things down.
So
I'm
write
the
it down now,
same way.
man.
Write it down. That's what
Write it
happens when
down.
you get
Write
old,
stuff
eh?
down.
You
We
forget.
were looking at pictures and something triggered me to ask something. But now I
What
forgot.
picture were you looking at?
Oh, I'll remember. I don't
The
know.
volleyball pictures?
Ouch. That's on the phone right here. Right now. It's volleyball. So
You typed
Clayton,
it
if
in
they don't
already?
know, where can they follow Clayton Schick?
Clayton Schick Outdoors. Just Google her up. She's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah.
All over.
YouTube is where I'm probably the most active. My Facebook and my Instagram, I'll be here or there with it. But YouTube, I'm usually putting out a video at least once a week. I try to do 2 times a week. I had some tougher times this year in June, July getting videos out because of guiding. But
Yeah.
winter, I'll have at least 2 videos a week out probably. So
And how did guiding go this year? Good?
guiding was really good, busy, like
Yeah.
really busy, almost too busy. Because I like to try to do my own content if I can too at times, and so it was nonstop.
But it was nice to get back at it, though.
It was good to see a bunch of people that I haven't seen for 2 years. more than anything. I've made a lot of good friends up there, so it's it was good to get back and see everybody again. And that's kind of my roots, right? Like that's kind of where it all started. You know, as a 20-year-old cocky kid going into a fishing camp, thought he knew everything about fishing and was quickly humbled. So that's where it all started.
You got confirmed it's the women's team. It's the women's team, Tanner. Go start searching now.
Start.
And if you want to support Clay, man, he's got merch. He'll be at the show. He'll have merch there too. Cindy will be there, man, in that booth for sure. So you can support.
Yeah, we have a bunch of merch. We obviously have toques like Mike's wearing there, but we're bringing hats, 4 different kinds of T-shirts with different logos, hoodies, all that stuff. And yeah, and it's more importantly, it's I'm not there to like necessarily just sell merch. It's more just to give back to the fans and hang out and chat and stuff like that more than anything. So
Winnipeg Ice Fishing Show, that's where it's at. And we'll have all kinds of special guests all around the show. There are a lot of sales to be had too. So good times. Come in as a novice and leave as an expert kind of thing. If you want to support the Cassidy podcast too, give us a like on Facebook and give us a sub there on the Kickerfish there. More great content to come. Another special guest coming on Monday. Just not going to hammer it down before I say something, but it'll be a good guest too. Good show. I remember now what I want to talk about before we sign off. The one hour of fishing talk, and like Will said, like a good job on keeping us focused today. We're usually we would have went on women's volleyball for like 30
As soon
minutes.
as that women's volleyball came up,
swear to
it
God,
would
we would
have
have.
been
Pictures all over, man.
But I remember now what I want to say before we leave off. I won't say who sent it to me, but muskies. We were talking muskies.
Yep.
Manitoba muskies now is a real thing, and we're talking big muskies. We're talking trophy muskies in Manitoba now. So there were some places in Manitoba that were stocked, and I didn't think they would get to master, even like just fun catchable size for a while. They were stocked like in 2017, and people are catching Manitoba Master Angler muskie now in there. Like,
I know nothing.
He's not going to say anything.
that's freaking insane. I don't want to say the lake now. I don't even want to say like whatever.
You don't think I want to make a video out of it before I say anything? You know
So what's
what I mean?
going to happen is these guys are going to publicize it, but after the season closes, and ice is coming, and then what's going to happen now? Next
It's
opening
gonna get
season,
hammered.
it's going to.
Well, they have to make it tougher to get into. It was a really tough lake to get into, but a logging road was kind of blown into it this past year, so it had easier access. So,
but that just goes to show that if it worked on that lake, you could make a half a dozen more quite easily.
Yes, yeah, you could. We'll see. It's hard to say, but
I was afraid to talk about it, but man, whoa.
it'll change lots when you start to put a bunch of pressure on it too, right? Like,
There's got to be one Sasquatch sighting, Vermilion Bay, Bay, Napa.
It's a Sam Squanch.
Yeah, he's giving the thumbs up too. Everyone's all I know.
No one wants to let it out, man.
No one's gonna go hit it now. I guess maybe you got time to hit it.
Now's the time to hit it.
It's
got to stay a secret.
Oh my God, that's
Good
just
luck with
shocking to me. It's shocking to me that they're catchable size like that. I think everyone knows that they were getting stocked. It's just that people didn't know how big they were already. Oh shit.
Yeah, it'll change. See, there used to be another lake back in the day in the Ducks that was stocked called Line Lake. I remember growing up there, and it was like I always wanted to go in there, but we never ever had the equipment to go do it with when I was little. So yeah,
they need more lakes like that, is what I'm saying. So
it would be cool.
License money went to stuff like that.
It would be nice, man.
Yeah.
Trying to,
and it very well might, right? You got to test it somewhere. So
yeah,
who knows? We'll see.
Cool.
See.
Well,
I probably still wouldn't catch one.
They're not easy to catch in there. I know that for sure. It's not a guaranteed thing, right? Like it's not like Heckler.
I'm not saying nothing because I know Eric and I have to go there next week.
The bite will be off completely.
Actually, Stag, if you're still here, we need fish, bro. We need fish for the filleting. We need a couple pike again, brother. But we'll talk.
Yeah.
I'll get in there. Mike, just to give us a Saskatchewan Rough Rider for Halloween next week. We got some surprises.
I don't think I could. I couldn't do it.
The Casting Deck Podcast. Short Fuse, Mike Natoli. The Dragon Boy, Jeremy Sato. Show your tattoo, bro, for the people.
Where is it, man?
She can't.
He doesn't even know what size.
Show your tattoo. Oh, word. Right here.
Right here.
Eric Lavopi, your host, and special guest host Clayton Schick. Thank you, man, for coming on, brother. Appreciate you.
Cheers. We'll
Thanks,
see you
man.
boys all soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, man.
Oh, there's more secrets out there. There's more secrets.
There's more, eh?
Shit.
Didn't hear that. This guy didn't hear that. We need fish,
Yeah.
bro. We'll talk, bro. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We love Clayton, but Stag is Manitoba tip-up king. Just starting shit.
I agree. I'm not denying it. I agree.
Everybody, peace. Stay safe. Stay safe out there. We'll see everybody next week. Same time, same place. Monday at 8:15. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Boys.
See you guys.
End broadcast for all.